All right. Fantastic. I don't know who is writing. Who is this writing in the screen? You people, do you want to teach us something? Do you want to teach us something? Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, crypto ambassadors, wherever you are across the world. My name is Sembatia Chris from Uganda. I am one of the leaders that you are working with in this opportunity of cryptocurrency trading using artificial intelligence or using a robot called Royal Q. Yes, today I'm going to be your trainer. Today I'm going to be your trainer, and today we are going to be talking about the super start small and win big strategy. Last time I talked about start small and win big strategy of people trading using $30 and above, using $30 and above, $30 up to $90. That's the strategy that I was talking about last time, last Monday. Today, I'm going to talk about the super start small and win big strategy. And this strategy is for people trading using $100 and above. $100 and above. So if you are using $100 and above, come close. If you know someone who is using $100, one of your downlines, and they are using $100 and above, yes, call them. I want to give them a strategy, and that is the super start small and win big. That is the super start small and win big strategy. It is so astonishing, so surprising that when some people come to these trainings, they don't have somewhere to write. They don't have somewhere to write. Imagine if Leader Julius was teaching this and I was not writing down. Will I be understanding? Because if you are listening at the same time and you are writing down, there is a way your mind is grasping. There is a way your mind gets to understand things very fast. Because I know we are human beings, we are affected by so many things. You are thinking about school fees, how how you are going to pass through this festive season. So there are so many things on your head. I know you cannot understand these things in one day. You cannot understand these things in one day. It is always very good when we are doing the calculation for you to note down something, note down something for future reference. In case I have taught here and you have not understood, you can visit your book, visit where you have written the information, and you learn from there. But so many people, you are not writing. You are not writing. Can you imagine? I come here and I emphasize something. Then I tell you, this strategy, this is what you should consider. This is what you should consider when using this strategy. And then someone doesn't, will not write down. You ask people, what is wrong with you? You ask, what is wrong with you? Hmm? You want to make money, but you are not organized. You want to make money, but you are not what? Organized. Money does not come to disorganized people. Money does not come to disorganized people. It comes to those that are organized in what they are doing. All right. All right. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen without wasting a lot of time because I know Time has already gone. Okay. Today we are talking about the super start small and win big strategy. We are talking about the super start small and win big strategy. What should you consider about this strategy? What should you consider? One, AI is off. AI margin call is off. AI margin call is off. That is what you should consider. The first thing you should consider, AI margin call is off. The second thing that you should consider, the strategy, it is for people trading using $100 and above. The strategy is for people using $100 and above. The strategy is for people using $100 and above. Number three, what you should consider about this strategy is that you are trading under sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Someone asked me, how can I write? How can I write? People are very funny. Now I'm giving you what you should note down. Number three is that you are trading under sub-bin mode real-time settlement. That is number three. The fourth thing you should consider is that the strategy has two first buy-in amounts. It has two first buy-in amounts. It has two first buy-in amounts. What you should consider, very important, it has two first buy-in amounts. What we call the FFBA, then the second first buy-in amount. That is the super start small and win big strategy. Meaning that if the strategy is for people using $100 and above, if you are using $50, $60 trading capital, $90 trading capital, you cannot use this strategy. You can't use this what? This strategy. It is for people trading using $100 and above. Then you are trading under sub-bin mode real-time settlement. The AI margin call should be off. AI margin call should be off. And then the strategy has two first buy in amounts. It has two first buy in amounts. That's what you should consider. Before we go to calculations. Hope that is done and dusted. Then we have one. Capital allocation and the number of coins you are supposed to trade. $50 trade one coin. $60 trade one coin. $70 trade one coin. $80 trade one coin. $100 trade one coin. $200 one coin. $300 one coin. $500 one coin. $1,000 trade one coin. $2,000 trade one coin. Are we together? So the system of trading very many coins without margin calls that give you safety in the market, it is very wrong. It is very what? Very wrong. You find someone with $100, the person maybe is trading 10 coins. In every coin he has invested $10. $10, which is very, very, very wrong. That is wrong. It's wrong. Distributing your money in different coins does not mean that you are going to make a lot of profit. It does not mean that you are going to make a lot of profit. Trade with safety in the market. The market is always changing. This is a changing market. It is a changing market. So you have to be with safety. You have to do with a backup plan. And the backup plan is the margin calls. Now, let's go to the calculation. Let's go to the calculations of the super start small and win big strategy. Calculations. You are using $100 because I said it is for people trading using $100 and above. I repeat it. The strategy is for people using $100 and above. You are going to trade one coin. You will use 15%. 15% of what? Of $100. When we say 15%, it is 15 divided by 100. It is 15 divided by 100. That is 15%. Times your $100 as capital. Times $100. So 15 divided by 100, it is 0.15. It is 0.15 times $100, which is your trading capital. And this is giving us $15. It is giving us 15 what? It is giving us $15. So if it is giving us $15, $15 is going to become our FFBA. It is our FFBA. It is the initial first buy-in amount. It is the first money that we are commanding our robot to use to buy the coin that we are going to be trading. Then, if we put in $15, what is the remaining balance? We are using $100, and we have commanded the robot to use $15 at first. What is the remaining balance? The remaining balance is $100, which was our trading capital, minus 15 what? Minus $15. The first money we commanded our robot to use in the market. And this is going to, we are going to remain with $85. Divide this by 5. Divide it by 5. 85 divided by 5, it is giving you 17. You are getting 17. Therefore, 17 becomes your number of margin calls. It becomes the number of times the market will drop. It becomes the number of times the market will drop. And 5 here, 5 becomes our second first buy-in amount, which means that after the robot buying the coin using $15, change from $15 and you put 5. And you put 5 what? And you put $5. Where you have put $15, change from $15 and you put 5 after the robot buying the coin using $15. That's why I say $5 becomes your second first buy in amounts. So you are going to trade one coin. You trade one coin with 17 margin calls, or what we call margin call limit. Margin call limit is the number of times the market is going to drop. Is the number of times the market will what? Will drop. It's the number of times the market will do what? The market will drop. So let's say you are using, $200. 200 what? $200. $200, trade one coin. Trade one what? Trade one coin. And this is going to be 15%, which is 15 divided by 100. It is 15 divided by 100. Because when we say percent, a percentage is always on 100. A percentage is always on 100. When we say 15%, we mean 15 divided by 100 times your $200, which is your capital. So this is going to 15%. It is 15 divided by 100. it is giving you 0.115 times $200, which is your capital, and this is giving us $30. It is giving us $30. So the $30 is going to become our FFBA. It will become our FFBA. It is the initial amount of money we are commanding our robot to use to buy this coin at first. It is the initial amount of money we are. Remember, I told you what you should note about this strategy is that the strategy has two first buy-in amounts. It has two first buy-in amounts. How do you get the first one? By doing this, you divide 15% divide by your capital. 15% times your capital. 15% times your capital. So after the robot has bought the coin using $30, what is the remaining balance on your Binance? What is the remaining balance on your Binance? It is the remaining balance we shall use for margin calls, which is going to be 200 minus $30. The $30 that have gone in the market at first. The $30 that have gone in the market at first. And this is giving us a balance of $170. $170. Divide this by 5. 5 becomes the second first buy-in amount. 5 becomes the second first buy-in amount. Meaning that after the robot buying the coin using $30, change from $30 and you put 5 what? And you put $5 because 5 becomes your second first buy-in amount. So if you divide 170, divide by 5, what do you get? Let me see. If you divide $170, divide it by 5, what do you get? 170. Divide it by 5. What do you get? It is giving you 34. It gives you 34. It gives you 34. Now, 34 becomes the number of margin calls, or becomes what we call margin call limit. It becomes the margin call limit, or it becomes the number of margin calls. So you are going to trade one coin with $30 at first, then you change from $30 and you put $5 as the second first buy-in amount. And you are going to trade the coin with 34 margin calls. You are going to trade the coin with 34 margin calls. We move away from there. You are using $500. 500 what? Dollars. Trade one coin. You are going to use 15%. 15% of, when we say of, 15% of means multiplication of $500, which is your capital. 15 divided by 100, it is giving you 0.15 times $500. 0.15 times 500. So this is going to be 0.15 times 500 what? Dollars. And this gives us $75. It gives us $75. So $75 will become our FFBA. Will become our FFBA. It is the initial amount of money we are commanding our robot to go with in the market to buy this coin. Now, what is the remaining balance? What is the remaining balance for margin calls? What is the remaining balance for margin calls? It is going to be 500 minus $75. And this gives us 400 $425. $425. Divide this by 5. Divide it by 5. Divide it by 5. 425. Divide it by 5. And this gives us 85. This gives us 85. So 85 becomes our number of margin calls. 85 becomes the number of margin calls. 85 becomes the number of margin calls, and 5 becomes the second first buy in amount. It becomes the second first buy in amount. So let's say you are using $300. Trade one coin. Trade one what? One coin. $300. You are going to use 15% of $300, which is 15%. It is 0.15 times 300. It is 0.15. It is 0.15 times $300. And this is giving us $45. So $45 becomes our FFBA. It is the initial money we are commanding our robot to go with in the market. $45. Now, what is the remaining balance for margin calls? What is the remaining balance for margin calls? It is going to be 300 minus $45. It is 300 minus $45. And this gives us $255. Divide this by 5. 5 becomes your second first buy in amount. It becomes your second first buy in amount. So if you divide 255 divided by 5, it gives you 51. It gives you 51. So 51 becomes the number of margin calls. 51 becomes the number of margin calls. So meaning that when you are setting a coin, you are going to trade, you will first put in $45. You will first put in $45. After the robot has bought the coin, change from $45 and you put $5, because 5 is your second first buy in amount, and you will trade with 51 margin calls. You will trade with 51 margin calls. That is 300. Let's say you are having $1,000. Trade one coin. Trade one what? Trade one coin using the super start small and win big strategy. Using the super start small and win big strategy. So it is going to be 15% divided by 15 divided by 100 times $1,000, which is your capital. So 15 divided by 100, it is 0.15 times $1,000, and this is giving us $150. It gives us $150. So $150 becomes your FFBA. It becomes your FFBA. It is the initial amount of money you are commanding your robot to go with in the market. So what is the remaining balance then? What is the remaining balance? The remaining balance is $1,000 minus 150. Minus $150. And this is giving and this gives us 850. It gives us 850. Now it gives us $850. Now you can decide for $1,000. For $1,000. I said trade one coin. Trade one what? Trade one coin. Use 15% times 1,000, which is 0.15 times 1,000 what? Times $1,000. And this is giving us 150, which is our FFBA. It is our FFBA. It is the initial amount of money we are commanding our robot to go with in the market. What is the remaining balance? Is 1,000 minus 150, which is giving us a total of 850. So with 1000, you can decide to divide this by 10. If you divide by 10, 10 becomes your second first buy in amount. Therefore, if you divide 800 divided by 850 divided by 10, it is giving you 85 margin calls. 85 margin calls. If you decide to divide by 5, that is 850 divided by 5. 5 becomes your second first buy in amount. It becomes your second first buy in amount, which is 800 divided by 50 divided by 5. It is giving you 170. It gives you 170 margin calls. 170 margin calls. So with $1,000 and above, using the start small and win big strategy, you can decide to divide by 10. If you decide to divide by 10, 10 becomes the second first buy in amount. It becomes the second first buy in amount. If you decide to divide by 5, 5 becomes the second first buy in amount. But, very important, if dividing by 10, it starts with the people using $1,000. It starts with the people using $1,000. $1,000. For those ones who are in between, 100, maybe from 100 to 100 to $500, you can divide by 5. That means 5 becomes the second first buy in amount. So from 1,000 and above, you can decide to divide by 10. 10 becomes the second first buy in amount. Now, if you have understood the calculation, if you have got the calculations, type 1 in the chat. Type 1 in the chat if you have got the calculation. Then I go to the settings. Type 1 in the chat if you have understood the calculations. Then I go to the settings. If you have understood the calculations, type 1 in the chat. Then I go to settings. Type 1 in the chat if you have understood the calculations. Then I go to the settings. Then I go to the settings. My brother was saying your notifications are noisy. Kalunji Samuel. For real. What drop can you give? Someone is asking me very funny questions. When you calculate, do you do it in Roche practically? Those calculations are confusing to new entrants. I'm teaching the calculations. I'm teaching calculations. I have not yet gone to the settings. Why do you rush? Why do you rush? I'm teaching the calculations. I've done the calculations. Because these calculations, you are going to use them in the settings. You are going to use them in the settings. You are going to use them in the settings. That's why I begin with calculations before I go to the settings. Now, we are on the settings. Open your Royal Queue. Open your Royal Queue. Come and you click on mine. The word is mine there. It is called mine. After clicking on mine, come to my strategy settings. Come here. My strategy settings. Click on the white arrow. That one here. Then, if you have not saved any strategy, like me here, you will find the word add it now. You will find the word here in a blue color. Add it now. You will find the word add it now. If you have saved some strategy, like me, you click on this plus button. Click on the plus button. Click on the plus button. Tap. iPhone users. iPhone users. iPhone users. iPhone users. On the word risk type here, you will find the word conservative. Conservative. Please click on the word conservative and you change the robot. You put it in steady mode. You put it in steady mode. You click on steady and the robot changes. It will go to steady. For those ones who are using Android phones, steady is always there. Steady is here. Steady is there. So iPhone users, yes, you are holding big phones. You bought them expensive. But when it comes to this business, you need an Android phone. You need an Android. I'm not attacking anyone, but iPhone users, your iPhones are very slow. You need Android phone. So come here on remark. Come here on what? On remark. You click on this word optional. I'm not attacking anyone, please. Hey, iPhone users, but that is the fact. That is the fact. iPhones are very slow when it comes to this business. So come here on the word optional. Optional or the word remark. You are here on remark, then you come on optional. Optional or the word remark, it means you want to name the strategy. You are naming the strategy. You are giving it a name so that the strategy may not confuse you. So the strategy may not what? Confuse you. The name of the strategy, it is super start small. Super start small. Super start small and win big. And win big strategy. And win big strategy. Strategy of what capital? What capital are you using? Because I said the strategy starts from $100. $100 and above. I don't expect someone to say super start small and win big strategy if you are using $50. What are you? Super start small and win big strategy starts with people using $100 and above. That's why when I was calculating, I calculated I calculated for $100, $200, $300, $500, and $1,000, giving you different examples for you to understand. So come here and put in this the capital you are using. Let's say we are using $200. It is the capital. You put it also here. Super start small and win big strategy, $200. Because the settings you are going to put in are for 200 what? Dollars. However, there are some things that don't change. There are certain things that you are going to, the person will set for $200 and it will be the same with $500, 1,000 and others. We said what is the first buy-in amount? What is the first buy-in amount? It is the initial money we are commanding our robot to go with in the market. We are commanding our robot to use to buy this coin in the market. Now, you are using $200. What is the calculation? People, you are saying it is confusing. What? Confusing. What? This is it. I said $200. trade one coin. Use 15% of $200. 15% of what? Of $200. Which means 15 divided by 100, it is 0.15 times $200. And this gives us $30. $30 becomes our FFBA. It is the initial amount of money we are commanding our robot to go with in the market. Meaning that here on first buying amount, when we are saving, you put 30. Put $30. Put 30 what? Put $30 here as the first buying amount. 30. It is done and dusted. Then you come here on margin call, AI margin call. What did I say at first? At first I said, what should you consider about this strategy? And I said, number one, AI should be off. AI margin call should be off. Meaning that if you were in class, let come as it bones, you switch off the AI. So if you did not come early, AI switch it off. Then I said, we have what we call margin call limit. Margin call limit. Margin call limit means the number of times the market will drop. The number of times the market will drop. Now, how do we calculate the number of margin calls to use for $200? How do we calculate the number of margin calls to use for $200? Very simple, as eating millet. 15% of $200 $200. This is giving us 0.15 times 200, which is giving us $30. Which is giving us $30. And $30 becomes our FFBA. It is our FFBA. What is the remaining balance? The remaining balance is 200 minus $30. Minus 30 what? Dollars. And this gives us 170. 170, divide this by 5. 5 becomes our second first buy. It becomes our second first buy in amount. If you divide 170 divide by 5, it gives you 34. 34 becomes our number of margin calls, or it becomes what we call the margin call limit. 34 becomes the number of margin calls, or it becomes what we call the margin call limit. Now, the question is very simple. What do we put here? What are we putting here? What are we putting here on margin call limit? Margin call limit, what do we put there? What do we put there on margin call limit? What do we put there on margin call limit? What do we put on margin call limit? What do we put on margin call limit? Today, everyone is attentive. I don't have backbenchers. 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 I don't have them today. There is a backbencher here. This one here. This is a backbencher. This is a backbencher, seriously. We have a backbencher. These guys who come with mirrors and they put down the mirrors when girls have put on dresses. The teacher is in class teaching, backbencher. Seriously. Backbencher, they are waiting for break time. They are waiting the bell for break time. Backbenchers, seriously waiting for the bell for break time. Seriously. Seriously. Okay. Here, on margin call limit. Me, I said $200, trade one coin, use 15% times 200, which is 0.15 times 200, and this gives us $30. $30 becomes our FFBA. It is the initial amount of money we are commanding our robot to go with in the market. So that is why here we have put 30. Then I said, what is the remaining balance? The remaining balance is 200 minus $30, which is giving us 170. It gives us $170. So divide this by 5. 5 becomes our second first buying amount. If you divide 170 divided by 5, it is giving you 34. And I said 34 becomes our margin call limit. It becomes our margin call limit, or it becomes the number of margin calls. And I asked a question: what do we put here on margin call limit? Here. What do we put here on margin call limit? What do we put there on margin call limit? Let me see. What do we put on margin call limit? 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 Hey! Yay! What is this? This one will fail exams. How did you get $100? Seriously? I'm asking another question. Someone is asking me another what? Another question. Seriously? Hey, network error. Let me go on. Let me go on. Put here 34. Put here 34. We have what we call whole position take a profit ratio. Whole position take a profit ratio. Whole position take a profit ratio. It is the amount of profit by percentage you want from this coin. In case the robot buys and it sells the coin, how much profit do you want from this coin by percentage? Here we always put 3%. We always put 3.01%. 3.01%. That's what we always use here. Because most of the signals that are given, all of the signals that are given, or most of the signals that are given in our groups, most of the signals that are given in our groups, they have a take a profit of 3%. They have a take a profit of what? Of 3%. Most of the signals given have a take a profit of what? Of 3%. When you see the word take a profit, of course they are meaning this. They are meaning this. They are meaning whole position take a profit ratio. That's what they are meaning. So here we come and you put 3.01%. Then you come here on whole position take a profit callback. Whole position take a profit callback. Put for me 0.1. 0.1. What are you commanding the robot when you put 0.1 here? What are you commanding the robot? As simple as eating millet flour. Millet flour. You don't chew, you just swallow. Because it is soft. You just swallow. What are you commanding the robot to do when you put 0.1 here? Here. You are commanding the robot that when the market goes up, by 3.01 and it retraces. To retrace, it means to come back down. To retrace, it means to come back down a little bit by 0.1. Please sell. Why are you putting this 0.1? Because the market cannot be up forever. It will go up at a certain point, it will come down. It will go up at a certain point, it will come down. So now you are commanding your robot, telling the robot that when the market goes up by 3.01 and it retraces down by 0.1, please sell. That's what you are telling the robot. And in this case, you are going to get 3% exactly, because it will be 3.01 minus 0.1, because the market has retraced down by 0.1, then the robot will sell. There is a common question in our groups. There is a common question in our groups. I don't know. Let me first find something here before I continue, because I love to teach. I love to teach with examples. I love to teach with examples so that people can understand. I love to teach with examples. I love to teach with examples so that people can understand. Where? Aha! It is here. Watch very carefully. You see? You see? There is what we call a profit rate. The robot has sold. Has sold, but it has sold on this profit rate. This profit what? Profit rate. The robot does not sell 100% of the coin. Hey, this is deep. Some people will not understand, and I don't want to teach it so much. You can set 3%. 3 what? 3%. When you are callback, this one here, it is 0.1. It is 0. What? 0.1. So you have here 3%. You have here 3%. You are commanding the robot that when the market goes up by 3%, 3%, and it retraces by 0.1, please sell. That's what the robot will do. Now it will be 3% minus 0.1. The robot will end up giving you 2 point something, 2.87 something. Like here, this person said 3%, but when the robot sold, it gave him a profit of 2.856. That's what he got. Now you may wonder, are we together? You may wonder in your mind, you may say, I said 3%, but when the robot sold, it gave me 2.856. Why? Yet I said 3%. Why? The reason is here. The reasoning is here. The reasoning is what? The reasoning is here. The reasoning is here. The reasoning is there. Now, we have also got people who set here 3%. Who set here 3%, 3.01%, and then here they put 0.1, but the robot ends up giving them 8%. For example, those ones who traded a coin called Baby Doji today, those ones who traded the coin called Baby Doji, those that traded the coin called Baby Doji today, those that traded the coin called Baby Doji today in the morning, the coin delivered 80%. It delivered 80% today in the morning. How was it possible? If you put here 0.1, you are commanding the robot in another way round. You are telling the robot that when the market goes up by 3% and it comes back by 0.1, please sell. But what if the coin does not drop to 0.1 and it continues to go up by 10%. And when it reaches 10%, then it drops by 0.1. Your robot will not sell at 3%. It will not sell at 3%. It will come and sell at 10%. Why will the robot not sell at 3%? Reasoning is very simple. Because when the market raised by 3.01 and it came down here, it didn't touch the 0.1 line. It didn't touch the 0.1 line. Then the market or the coin continued to rise up. The coin continued to rise up to 10%. And when it reached 10%, that's when it came down and touched the 0.1 line. That's when it came down and it touched the 0.1 line. So your robot will sell from here. It will sell from here instead of selling from here. Instead of selling from 3.01%. So the robot is capable of giving you the profit more than what you said. But some people are very funny. Me, I don't know. Some people are very funny. Eh? Someone comes in your inbox complaining that the robot has given him a lot of profit. The robot has given him or her a lot of profit. Then you wonder, which person is this? The comes in the inbox telling you, I said 3% and the robot has given me 5%. Now, where is the problem? If you said 3% and the robot has given you 5%, where is the problem? Where is the problem? Eh? Some people come in your inbox seriously complaining, I said 3%, but the robot has given me 5%. Then you ask the person, where is the problem? You ask them, where is the problem? Where is the problem? You were selling a t-shirt at $10. You were selling it at $10. And then the person has given you $15. The person has given you $15. Where is the problem? Where is the problem? Because some people, you people, leaders find very big, we find very many challenges from people, and then you ask the people, we ask yourself, this person is normal? Are you normal? Huh? Are you normal? Things are very funny. You are selling a t-shirt at $10, and then the person is giving you $15. Where is the problem? So here come and you put 0.1. Here you put 3.01. Come here and buy in callback. Buy in callback here. Here. Buy in callback. Put for me 0.01. Put for me 0.01. Some people are not in the training because I'm seeing someone is calling me seriously, which means that they are not in the training. If they were in the training, someone would not be dying on me like that. You die on me like that, calling me seriously when I'm in training. What can I do to them? Someone who is calling me on a video call, WhatsApp call. I give them a link. So it is about you to come. If you don't come, let me shout from here. Those ones that come. Now, we have buy in callback. Buy in callback. Buy in callback means how long will the robot take to buy the second call after buying the first call? How long will the robot take to buy the second call after buying the first call? Let's say we are having 34 margin calls. The robot has bought the first call. For it to buy the second call, how long will it take? After buying the second call, how long will it take to buy the third call? So it will take 0.1%, 0.1%, which is our buy-in callback. Which is our buy-in callback. That is it. So come here on distributed. Come here on sub position take a profit callback. Sub position take a profit callback. Here. You come there. You put for me 0.01. 0.01. Now, this 0.01, because you are under sub-bin mode real-time settlement, sub-bin mode real-time settlement, you should understand how sub-bin mode real-time settlement works. Because I said at first, what should you consider when you are trading using the super start small and win big strategy? I said you are trading under sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Understand how sub-bin mode real-time settlement works. You are having 34 margin calls. The first four margin calls are going to be sold at a take a profit of 3%. Will be sold at a take a profit of 3%. Now, the fifth call, the sixth call, seventh call, eighth call, up to down, they have a different take a profit. They have a different what? Take a profit of 1.3%. 1.3%. 1.3%. Meaning that the coins the robot will buy at the fifth call, if the market rises, these coins are going to be sold at a take a profit of 1.3. And how do you see that 1.3? Come on distributed take a profit allocation. Distributed take a profit allocation. We are seeing the fifth call, sixth call, seventh call, eighth call, ninth call, up to down here, up to the to that call. So they have a take a profit of 1.3%. 1.3%. Now, if you put here, if you put 0.01, what are you commanding the robot? This is 0.01. It works for these calls. It works for these calls. You are telling the robot that when the market rises by 1.3% and it retraces down by 0.01, please sell. What is it selling? It is selling the fifth call, the sixth call, seventh call, eighth call, ninth call, and these are the down. So here, this one 0.1, 0.1, it works for the first four. It works for the first four margin calls. So here, the first four margin calls are going to be sold at a take a profit of 3.01, meaning that the coin is bought at the the first call, and the second call plus the third call and the fourth call are going to be added all together and sold at a take a profit of 3.01. Here you are commanding the robot that all of these coins bought here at the first call, second call, third call, and fourth call, the robot is going to add them together. And you are telling the robot that when the market rises by 3.01 and it retraces down by 0.1, please sell. What is it selling? It is selling the first four margin calls. It is selling the first four. It is selling the first four margin calls. These are the margin calls. These are the margin calls here. They have a different take a profit of 1.3. Now, if you are under sub-bin mode real-time settlement, you are going to be able to make profit even when the market is dropping. You will make profit even when the market is dropping, even when the market is going down, because you are under sub-bin mode real-time settlement, and these other calls are sold independently. Each one of these calls are sold independently. They are sold independently at a take a profit of 1.3%. If you have understood that, type 2 in the chat. If you have understood that, type 2 in the chat. Type 2 in the chat. Type 2 in the chat if you have understood that. Type 2 in the chat if you have understood that. Type 2 in the chat if you have understood that. Type 2 in the chat if you have understood that. Type 2 in the chat if you have got the point. Type 2 in the chat if you have understood the point. Byamukama. Byamukama. Did I say change them? Did you hear me saying any word that change them? Me, I have said if you have understood that, type a 2 in the chat. Now you're asking me what if I change them? Did you hear me saying you any word that change them? Did you hear me saying any word that change them? Hey. I say just type a 2 in the chat. Saying me what if I change them? You will fail exams. I'm telling you. Teacher is asking another word. You are asking also your own word. Is get confused for nothing. Come here on strategy mode. Change to one shot. You just click on this word. Just click on this word cycle. Click on this word cycle. It will change to one shot. When it changes to one shot, leave it there. Come to margin configuration here. Come to margin configuration here. The drops remain the same. Drops remain the same. Here, drop here, this one here. We are going to use 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, say 0.4, then 0.5, up to down, 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 0.5 up to down, 0.5 up to down. So these drops don't change. Even when you are using $1,000, the drops remain the same. 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, up to down, 0. What? 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, up to down, as I have done them. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Now, the drops don't change. Even if you are using $500, even if you are using what? This one, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, up to down. Then we come on this side of multiple buying ratio. This one, multiple buying ratio. Use here one time, one time, one time, and one time, then one time up to down, one time up to what? Up to down here. You get it? One time up to down. One time up to down. So after that, you come and you click on sure. Click on sure. Then after clicking on sure, these ones don't change. It remains the same even when you are using $1,000. This remains the same even when you are using $1,000. This remains the same even when you are using $1,000. This remains the same, and this remains the same. Even when you come here, the drops remain the same. Even when you are using $500, let's say you are using $200, you are using $300, you are using $400, you are using $600, $700, these ones remain the same. 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.5. Again, up to one time, up to down. You click sure. What changes is the number of margin calls. Is the number of what? Margin calls, and the first buying amount is what changes. This strategy we are saving, it is for $200. But if someone is using $100, trade one coin, which is 15%, divided by 100 times $100, and this gives us $15. $15 becomes our FFBA. It becomes our FFBA, meaning that if you are trading using $100, here, the first buying amount should be 15. What is the remaining balance? The remaining balance is $100 minus $15, and this gives us 85. 85 divided by 5, this gives us 17. 17 becomes the number of margin calls. It becomes the number of margin calls. So here you will put 17 because you are trading using $100. For $200, number of margin calls is 34. The first buying amount is 30. So if you have understood that, type 3 in the chat. Different trading capital gives you different number of margin calls and first buying amount. Different trading capital gives you different number of margin calls and first buying in amounts, but this remains the same. This remains the same. I know now there are people who are confused. This remains what? This remains the same here. The same. What changes is the number of margin calls depending on your trading capital that you have and the first buy in amounts. Even this remains the same when you are setting. Meaning that here, if you have put 17 margin calls, the same settings here. The same setting that will apply 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.5, one time until you finish. You have got that type of 3 in the chat. 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 If you have got, you have got it. If you have got it, type of 3 in the chat. Mean the same. My question is, if you have $150, you don't calculate 150. Now, this is English which is disturbing you. It is English that is disturbing you. Only that. It is English. But I don't have anything to do because the training is in English. It is international. When someone says a strategy is for people using $100 and above, what does the person mean? If I say the strategy is for people using $100 and above, what do I mean? What do I mean? People help me. When I say the strategy is for people using $100 and above, what do I mean? Because the person is having $150. $150 is above $100. The strategy is for people using $100 and above. You are having 150, meaning that it is within the bracket that I have said. Is English that is disturbing this one? As simple as eating millet flour. It is English that is say it is disturbing. I mean money which is above 100 what? I can even use, you can even use 245 because it is going to be 15% of $245, which is 0.15 times $250. My friend, my friend, what is wrong? Nimesema strategy ya wantu yiko na $100 and above. Kiswahili, I think people can understand. So meaning that if you are using $150, it is 15% divided by 100 times 150. What is disturbing you? It is the percentage. When we say 15%, it means 15 divided by 100 because a percentage is 100. When we say 2%, when they tell you 2%, it means 2 divided by 100. When they say 1%, it means 1 divided by 100. When they say 3%, it means 3 divided by 100 because a percentage is always on 100. Okay, I got away from there. Come and you click on sure, then you save the strategy, you click on save, you click on save, you click on save. So our strategy is already saved in. Our strategy is already saved in. Our strategy is already saved in our royal queue. Now, you click on this arrow, you come back. You come back. The question is, if you are given a signal, what do you do if you already saved the strategy? If you are given a signal, what do you do if you have already saved a strategy? Now, let's say, for example, someone said, exempli gratia. Hey, exempli gratia. For example, exempli gratia. Hey, someone told me that. I didn't know. For example, exempli gratia. For example, you are given this signal. This is a trading signal. Those ones who are new, you are given a signal and you have already saved your strategy. The strategy is it is within your RoyalQ account. When you click here on mine, you come to my strategy setting. You come to my strategy what? Setting here. You will find the strategy. It is already saved. It's already saved here. Now, if you are given a signal like this signal here, what do you do? What do you do if you are given like that signal? What do you do? If you are given a signal and you have already saved your strategy within your RoyalQ, this one you don't need it. You don't need that. The word drop, ignore it. The word drop, just ignore, see it as if it doesn't exist. Even this, see it as if it doesn't exist. See it as if it doesn't what? Exist. Even this, see it as if doesn't exist. See it as if it doesn't exist. What you need from the signal, it is very simple. The name of the coin for you to trade. If you have already saved your strategy, what you need from the signal, it is the name of the coin given to you to trade plus the preset price. Plus the preset price. Now, how do you apply? How do you apply the saved strategy? The saved strategy in a coin that you want to trade. Because a signal is a coin they have commanded you to trade. A signal is a coin they have commanded you to trade. I repeat the statement. A signal is a coin they have commanded you to trade. And in this case, we are given Haba stroke USDT. Haba stroke USDT. So come in your queue, gently, click on this search bar, click on the search bar. Then come and you click on all, click on all, click on all. Type in the name of the coin. The coin is Haba. Haba. Royal Q is going to bring it. Click anywhere on this coin. Click anywhere on that coin. See? Click on I understand. Click on I understand. Then click on create. Click on create down here. Click on create. Again, click on create. Again, click on create. Come to trade setting. Why do you waste time? Come to trade setting. Then come to manually. Come to manually create. Come to manually create. Come to manually create. So after clicking on manually create, this is very important. Click on choose a strategy. Do you see the settings which are in this coin right now are these ones? Do you see them? Are these ones? But when we click on the word choose a strategy, then we choose the strategy that we saved. We choose our strategy that we saved depending on our trading capital. Click anywhere. Click anywhere. Click anywhere. Some people are very funny. When I'm always teaching them, I tell them click anywhere on the strategy. Then the person is like, where can I click? Where can I click? I said click anywhere on the strategy. On the strategy. Click anywhere on the strategy. Click anywhere on the strategy. Anywhere. Then the person will ask you, where can I click? Where? Click anywhere on the strategy. When I click anywhere, do you see my settings that have changed? Do you see them? Do you see the settings that I've entered in the coin? Then at first, those ones who started with me up to here where I am, I said in the beginning, what should you consider about this strategy? Is that you are trading under sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. So people who don't write, I don't know what you need, but if I was teaching when I'm near you, you deserve strokes. You deserve strokes. You deserve strokes. When I was starting the meeting, someone came and wrote a message and said, where can I write? How can I write? I don't know. The meeting, maybe it went. Someone asked me, where can I write? I saw those messages. Someone says, where can I write? Now, you see that what I'm teaching is now applying. I said at first, what should you consider about the strategy? You are trading under sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. Come here. This is what we call a strategy mode. Strategy mode. Come here, change from warehouse, and you put it under sub-bin mode real-time settlement. Hey! Someone visible. We cannot understand them. These ones are very difficult to. Yeah. Now, what was the first buy-in amount? You may go back to the strategy. The first buy-in amount we saved was 30. It was 30. It was what? It was 30. Come here and you change it to 30. Change it to 30. But remember, I told you, what should you consider about this strategy is that the strategy has two first buy-in amounts. It has two first buy-in amounts. So this one is not the last first buy-in amount. Remember, we said it was 200 trade one coin. This which is 15% of 200, and this gives us 0.15 times 200 what? $200, which is giving us $30 as our FFBA. As our FFBA, it is the initial amount of money we are commanding our robot to go with in the market, which means that it is going to be 200 minus 30, and this gives us 170. Divide this by 5. Divide it by 5. 5 becomes your second first buy-in amount. 5 becomes your second first buy-in amount. It becomes your second first buy-in amount. And this 170 divided by 5, it gives you 34. 34 is the number of margin calls here. Now we are applying the settings in the coin. We want to trade. Meaning that you will change from 30. You will change from $30 and you put $5 because 5 is your second first buy-in amount. This is very interesting. I love teaching. I love teaching. But teaching becomes very enjoyable if you are teaching bright students. Bright students. The class becomes enjoyable. So come here and you save. Make sure here you are in sub-bin mode real-time settlement. A. Then save. Click on save. Tap. Enter the preset price. The preset is given in the signal. Is 034177. The preset is entered here. The preset is entered from here. Enter the price, which is 0.34177. You click sure. Sure. After clicking sure, then come and you click activate. Come and you click activate. Then you click create. You click create. Create what? You click create. Let me practice. Are you seeing that the robot has bought the coin? The $30 are here. Come back immediately. Don't waste time. Come back to trade setting. Change from $30 to $5. And you save. It is done and pasted. So that is it. That is it for signals with preset. For signals with preset, that is it. For signals with preset price, you are not demanding anything. For signals with preset price, that is it. Now, when it comes to this signal, you know, there are different signals that we have. So people, if you don't teach them, they say, now I'm given this signal. What do I do? What? Reader, please tell me, how can I set this one? Then you ask, Is this person really coming to our training or is a joker? You know, so we have jokers, we have mediocres, and we have those ones who are doing the business. If you are given this signal, this is also a signal. It is a trading signal. If you are given this signal, all of this is not needed. All of that is not needed. Even if this is not needed, this is X. All of this is X. What you need from this signal, if you have saved your strategy already, all you need from this signal is very simple. It is the name of the coin. They are telling you trade alpha stroke USDT. Trade alpha stroke USDT. How do you set this one? How do you set this one? As simple as eating immediate flour. Come to your loyal Q. Come to your loyal Q. What? Click on the search bar. Click on all. Click on all. Enter the name of the coin given. The name of the coin, it is alpha. Though I don't know if you have alphati. Alpha, it is there. Click anywhere on this coin. Some people click anywhere on this coin. Where you decide, click on I understand. Then you come and you click on create. Come and you click on create again. Person is in the business 3 months. I don't know how to set the signal. 3 months. You are still calling yourself a newcomer. 3 months. 1 month. You are telling us you are a newcomer. You are a joker. Or otherwise you are a mediocre. Come and you click on trade setting. Choose a strategy. Choose a strategy. Choose our strategy. This one. Click anywhere. Click anywhere on the strategy. The settings are going to enter. Change here the mode. Sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. Down here. Then change the first buying amount to $30. To $30. Come and you click on save. Save the strategy. After saving, click on activate. Because this signal is telling you enter at current price. They are telling you enter at or buy at current price. When they tell you buy at current price, here don't put anything. Here don't put any price. You may be having a price which is already fixed, like mine here. Remove it. Come and you put here a 0 and you click on sure. The price will move away. So you just come and you click on activate. You click on create. Immediately after clicking on create, because the robot will buy at the current price, come back to trade setting down here. Come back to trade setting. Change from $30 and you put $5. Then you save. You leave other things for the robot. Is that hard? 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 Someone is asking me that I teach, but I don't like questions. I like questions, but I don't like questions that are outside what I'm teaching. I like questions, but I don't like questions that are outside what I'm teaching. That is the fact. I like teaching. I like questions, but questions that are outside what I'm teaching, I don't like them. There are some people who are asking questions is outside what you are teaching. outside what you are teaching. Hmm.